Shalom, shalom. I want to start off with giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakah, Kodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yashala, Barakatah Yahweh. I'm going to give double honor to the apostle and elders, great milestone, teacher well, overseeing the construction of the tabernacle of David, a more perfect tabernacle. Shalom to the Akim, while Aqua scattered abroad, to the sincere members of the hopeful elect, who have been quickened in these last days, stand upon their feet, bear witness to the words of truth. This is Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great. And what? And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And who did that? Who has destroyed the earth, man? Who has set the heavenly order, the perfect order of Yahweh Bashim Shai in disarray? Who has polluted the air, polluted the water, gave you GMO foods? Now that the time for our thinking is up, the only logical conclusion that we can come to is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Let's go to the classic. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now we gotta understand that a wicked man is gonna do wickedly. And if the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, the earth is gonna reflect that wicked rulership. I believe that's in Sirach the 10th chapter, as the judge of the people, as the judges the people are.
EPA's authority to regulate. Court's decision now limiting the EPA's authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions, a major driver of the climate crisis, of course.
And what is the EPA? What is greenhouse gas emissions? Let's establish that, because a lot of that gets lost. The EPA stands for Environmental Protection Agency. This is the EPA is the United States Environmental Protection Agency. We're going to go to this article. It says the Environmental Protection Agency is an independent executive agency of the United States federal government tasked with environmental protection matters. President Richard Nixon proposed the establishment of the EPA on July 9, 1970. It began operation on December 2, 1970, after Nixon signed an executive order. The order establishing the EPA was ratified by committee hearings in the United Senate. The agency is led by its administrator, who is appointed by the president and approved by the Senate. And this says this agency conducts environmental assessment, research, and education. It has the responsibility of maintaining and enforcing national standards under a variety of environmental laws. In consultation with states, tribal, and local governments, it delegates some permitting, monitoring, and enforcement responsibility to the United States and the federally recognized tribes. EPA enforcement powers include fines, sanctions, and other measures. The agency also works with industries and all levels of government in a wide variety of voluntary pollution prevention programs and energy conservation efforts. That's pretty much just an overview. So what they do is they regulate industries and other things, such as the reason why we have an emissions test for some states. In some states, for you to be able to renew your tags, you have to get an emissions test. That's why the whole energy crisis thing, the whole like I said, the whole greenhouse gas things. These are all things that are regulated by the EPA. Now, greenhouse gases are something that that's like a broad term that is applied to a lot of things that people use and do here in Babylon the Great. So it says greenhouse gas. It says a greenhouse gas is a gas that absorbs and emits radiant energy within the thermal infrared range cause the greenhouse effect. The primary greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere are water vapor. They show carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. Without greenhouse gases, the average temperature of the Earth's surface would be about 18 degrees Celsius. Now, it's important because this is the whole emission of greenhouse gases is what they like to tie into what is known as climate change and global warming. Because, a long time ago, there was this like running joke about hairspray and Febreze and stuff, putting a hole in the ozone layer. But it goes much deeper than that, man. It's all that chemical, that smog. If brothers know what that is, smog that is emitted out of these industrial plants where they create, mass produce, items that we use in day-to-day life. All the gas that comes out of the exhaust pipe of your car, and etc. So let's go back to the article.
Joining me now is Carol Browner. She's former EPA administrator under President Clinton and former director of the White House Office of Energy and Climate Change Policy under President Obama. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Just your reaction to what the Supreme Court just handed down.
It's devastating. It is yet another example of the court's unwillingness to protect the health and safety of the American people, from guns to abortion and now climate change. It is devastating.
If you were in your old job today, Carol, how much does this be changing your work, changing the work of the agency just in the immediate?
Well, my hope is, and I know that the agency will do everything they can to continue to address climate change. It is the most pressing environmental public health issue that we've ever faced. And certainly for communities that are the most impacted, essential that we continue to move forward. So I think they will do what they can. What's deeply troubling about today's decision is it limits what they can do, right? And so rather than allowing them to find the most cost-effective ways to achieve pollution reductions, to encourage more renewables, to bring families lower electricity bills, this court has said, you can't do that. It's tied EPA's hands behind its back. It's limited its ability to do what is smart in terms of addressing climate change.
What do you think this looks like?
What she just said, the find a cheap and cost-effective way, and basically mentioning cheaper light bills is what the elder Ariella has spoken about when it comes to the whole energy crisis thing, the whole carbon credit system, man. This is going to tie into that.
If the EPA can't regulate greenhouse gas emissions, specifically with regard to power plants, and it will now likely reach further, what does that mean for the agency?
Well, one of the reasons you have an EPA is that they can do the tough job of looking at the law, looking at the science, and understanding how to get rid of pollution. If they don't do that, we're going to be left to go back to Congress. And to be honest, particularly the Senate has not shown a great interest in addressing the realities of climate change. This is a pressing, immediate problem that we need to address. And there are answers. There are cleaner solutions to making power. There are ways to save families money. We need to allow the EPA the ability to address climate change and to do it in a cost-effective, common.
And what she just said was a great point. Even though, she has the appearance of an older Edomite, but the Lord made everything in perfect order. So Genesis 1:3, and the Most High said, the Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. The Most High saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. In the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, here we go. This is what I want. Genesis 1:14. And the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And this cuts all them Israelites to swear to God that the Sabbath is on Friday to Saturday. The new moon is according to not the moon, but They base their feast days off the Gregorian calendar. This on the third. The scripture just said right here, and let them be for the signs and for the seasons and for the days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the Most High made two great lights, the great light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the sun. He made the stars also. This is speaking about the great light is the sun, the lesser light is the moon. Now, how does that tie into the point that she just made? Because they have something called solar energy panels, which is very cost effective. Very cost effective. You put them in your house, you can put them on, you can put them on your car, man, and that would save a whole lot of stuff from happening. Because if you're using solar energy, your energy is coming directly from the sun, be converted from however the reaction would be catalyzed. It'd be converted from solar energy into energy that you can use to power your house. Then at nighttime, when it's less energy, if you got a solar panel, if you got a solar powered car, your ass ain't going nowhere. Therefore, the wickedness of Babylon the Great would be drastically and exponentially cut down, because nobody can go anywhere, you know what I mean, or go far. So let's go back.
Sense manner. Clearly, this court is not addressed, and there are answers. There are cleaner solutions to making power. There are ways to save families.
Right. We got hydro dams. They convert water into energy. Got the air. Wind turbines, if that's the case. There's so many. The Lord made everything perfect, man. That's why the scriptures say He saw it and it was good. The Lord has given us everything that we need to survive here on this planet. But through Esau Edom's pseudoscience, his witchcraft, and his sorcery, he has convinced the people that the only way to live a prosperous life is through modern technology, which is pseudoscience and pseudo miracles, man.
Money. We need to allow the EPA the ability to address climate change and to do it in a cost-effective, common sense manner. Clearly, this court is not living in today's world. It is not taking into account that how we make electricity today is very different than when Thomas Edison invented electricity. I think the case, like many of the cases of the last several weeks, calls into question the legitimacy of the majority of the court, their complete failure to ignore the realities of modern life.
And there you have it, man. This is how the Supreme Court ruling will gut the EPA's ability to fight the climate crisis, man. Because Esau Edom is not concerned about this planet, man. He's not concerned about this planet at all. At the end of the day, Esau Edom knows that if he's only concerned about his new world order, and that's it, man. He's not concerned about the state of the world. He's not concerned about the state of the people. He's concerned about establishing this new world order. It says riches. This is Ecclesiasticus of the Book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse what is it? Ecclesiasticus chapter 14, verse 3, it says, riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money, man? So even as something as simple as, paper dollars, or in this case, shekels or gold and silver, if that's not enough or not profitable or not, it's not comely for a niggard, then how much more the whole earth, man, the most value, where all the riches come from, man, the thing that sustains us all, that bears us up, man, through its spirit and power, how about Shema Shah, man, the earth, man, it was created to be paradise, man. There's everything that we need is renewable. But here in Esau Edom's system, all the renewable resources are starting to become non-renewable. So it says the Supreme Court on Thursday dealt a major blow to climate action by handcuffing the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to regulate planet-warming emissions from the country's power plants, just as scientists warn the world is running out of time to get the climate crisis under control. It is a major loss for not only the Biden administration's climate goals, but has also caused the court into question the future of federal law climate action and puts even more pressure on Congress to act to reduce emissions. And ultimately, I'll read this. It says around 25% of planet warming. So this is an issue that affects the whole world. Around 25% of planet warming greenhouse gas emissions around the globe and the United States come from generating electricity. According to the EPA, and coal, the dirtiest fossil fuel, powers about 20% of U.S. electricity. Emissions from power production rose last year for the first time since 2014, an increase that was mainly driven by coal use. And I think all we needed was that video, man, because at the end of the day, it just shows you, man, that Esau Edom is not profitable for this earth, man. He doesn't give a fuck about himself, man. His people have to live here on the planet, and he wants to fuck it up for them too. So we're gonna get Ecclesiastes 10:2. 10:1, it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of a man the ruler of the city is, such as are they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, man. That's unwise, man, to allow all this pollution to continue to go on in the earth, man. On the planet that we all have to live on, including your own people. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be established. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, man. You gotta understand, because in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna have all this debauchery going on, all this fagatry and niggatry, and all these things that are just out of order. Being out of order is not gonna be tolerated in the kingdom of heaven, man, at all. And being out of order is going to be dealt with severe consequences, just like it is here in Esau Edom's kingdom. Now, I just wanted to speak a few words on that. Go ahead and close it out. Well, let's get one scripture. Proverbs 20, what is it? It says Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. And as Esau Edom continues to show his true self, continues to show his horns, as the saying goes, as he Revelation 12:12 and come down with great wrath, you're gonna see that the wicked bearing rule is gonna lead to the people mourning. We're gonna close it out with Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. For Yahweh Bashim Al keeps commandments, for this is the whole duty, man. For Yahweh Bashim Al shall bring every work into judgment for every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. With that being said, Hallelujah.